Moving to Davie, Florida in 2026 might be one of the smartest real estate decisions you can make right now. But here's what nobody is telling you, and what I'm going to tell you right now before you book a single tour, is picking the wrong neighborhood in Davie won't just make you uncomfortable. At the price points we're talking about, $600,000 and above, picking the wrong neighborhood can cost you six figures in resale value, putting your kids in the wrong school zone, and put you in a lifestyle that doesn't exactly match with yours. Here's the problem that most buyers have. They search by neighborhood name and price range, and in most cities, that's enough. In Davie, that approach could get you in trouble because two streets apart in this market could mean completely different school zones, completely different zoning restrictions, completely different HOAs, and a completely different resale story down the road. I'm Anthony Spitaleri, a licensed real estate agent that specializes in Davie and Broward County. I live here and I work in the MLS in this market every day. In this video, I'm going to break down the three hidden forces that determines whether a Davie neighborhood is right for your specific life. And at the end, I'll give you a simple 4-question quiz that'll make the decision obvious. So let's get into it. Before I show you the neighborhoods, you need to understand the three things that actually determine if a neighborhood is right for you, because you won't find these on Zillow. The first one is what I call the hidden line, and it's the one that surprises buyers the most consistently. In Broward County, school zone boundaries do not follow neighborhood borders. That means that two homes on the same street, literally across the street from each other, could be zoned for two different school zones. And at this price, where families are often making the decision partly on school access, getting this wrong could be devastating. This isn't a scare tactic, this is a documented reality in Broward County. The fix is really simple. Use the Broward County School Zone Finder and put the address before you write an offer. I'll be sure to drop the link of the School Zone Finder in the description below, so feel free to click that. And it's important to note that most buyers don't do this, and most agents don't remind them. The second force is something that you will find completely unique to Davie, as you won't find it in most other South Florida cities. A significant portion of Davie is zoned AR, which means agricultural residential. And here's what that means in plain terms. Your neighbors may be able to legally keep horses, chickens, goats, and other livestock on their property. They have working farms, outbuildings, and everything that comes with that lifestyle. For some buyers, ones that are drawn to the equestrian lifestyle and 180 miles of trails, this is exactly what they're looking for. For others, particularly buyers relocating from dense metros, this could be a total blindside. In the price segment we're covering today, $600,000 to $150,000, you're mostly in non-AR established residential zoning. But streets bordering AR zones exist throughout Davie, and they affect the feel of adjacent neighboring properties in ways that won't show up in a listing description or photos online. Get to know the zoning of the property and the neighboring properties before you fall in love with one specific address. The third force is HOA variance. In Davie, the same $650,000 can get you into a community with managed landscaping, a community pool, and an architectural review, or a non-HOA street, where you can park your RV in the driveway, build a workshop in the backyard, or paint the door color whatever you want. Neither is better. They're completely different lifestyles and completely different buyer profiles. Buyers who assume the HOA structure without verifying it get surprised in both directions. Some want the freedom and end up with restrictions, and some want the management and end up with none. Know your preference. Verify the reality on every single listing before you go under contract. Now that we understand what are the three forces that drive the decision, let's get to the data. Let's start with Shenandoah. Tree-lined streets, established single-family homes, and the highest transaction volume of any neighborhood in this price segment right now. This is where the Davie 6 to 850 market is most active. And here's what the MLS data actually shows over the previous 6 months. 29 closed sales, median close price $625,000, average close price $654,000. Homes are moving in about 55 days on average. For a Broward County market, that's a healthy, liquid result. Now, here's equally important information that most buyers never look at. 7 homes expired in the same 6 months. This sat on the market and didn't sell, is what an expired is. The expired median this price was $725,000. What the data is telling us is that Shenandoah has a market ceiling, which is right around $700,000. Sellers who priced above this threshold were waiting 4 to 6 months and still not closing. For a buyer, knowing where the ceiling is like a roadmap. It tells you where the market is active, where it stalls, and how to approach any home you find with clarity. Shenandoah is built for buyers who want an established Davie address, a true neighborhood feel where residents know each other, and an entry point into this segment of the market. Forest Ridge is what I call the sweet spot for the 600 to 850 range. Mature trees, Mediterranean-style homes, larger lots than you'll find in most Broward County, and based on the last 6 months of MLS data, the strongest close ratio of any neighborhood we're covering today. The market in Forest Ridge sits around $715,000 to $720,000. Here's a signal that's worth pointing out because it's directly actionable if you're looking to buy a home. The expired listings in Forest Ridge show a median list price of $717,000. Sellers who priced above this range averaged nearly 4 months on the market before their listing expired. Bluff is a smaller, tighter community, but limited inventory here is part of the story and not the problem. MLS data over the last 6 months, we got 5 closed sales. Median close price, $737,500. Average close price, $745,000. Average days to close, 68 days. Here on average, you can find 4-bedroom homes around 2,100 square feet. There simply aren't that many homes here, which is part of the reason why buyers who find one in the right price range move on it quickly. Hawks Bluff is built for buyers who want a premium pocket with limited inventory competition and a tighter community feel at the upper end of the price segment. 3 neighborhoods, a natural progression from entry to premium, and in every single one, the market has drawn a clear ceiling. Buyers who understand where that ceiling is buy with confidence. Buyers who don't risk paying for a price that the market has already rejected. Now you have 3 neighborhoods and the data behind each one, but how do you actually determine or figure out which one is right for your lifestyle? I want to give you 4 questions. Answer them honestly. Not based on what sounds impressive, but based on your day-to-day. Question 1 would be, what is your daily commute situation? Is it remote, hybrid, or daily office? This matters more than most buyers admit. If you are fully remote, you can optimize entirely for lifestyle. Lot size, neighborhood feel, proximity to trails, and matching the pace of the street with the lifestyle you actually want to live. If you're commuting to Miami or Fort Lauderdale to an office, I would suggest that you map out from the address to the office during peak hours, the commute time, because it's simple that a simple 10-minute or 15-minute drive could take 45 minutes to an hour. And you're going to feel that every single day as long as you live there. Question 2, do you have school-age children or are you planning to? If yes, school zone verification is not optional. It should be the first step before you schedule a showing. Make an offer and fall in love with the property. Use the Broward School Zone Finder, input the specific address of the property, and verify the results. And if no, or you're just thinking about doing private school, homeschool, or no kids at all, obviously you have significantly more options than others, and we can adapt those to what you're looking for. Question 3, what do you need within 10 minutes of your front door? Think honestly about your daily routine. A gym, a grocery run on a Wednesday evening, a coffee shop, green space for your dog, a restaurant you'd actually drive to for Taco Tuesday. In Davie, the answer to your questions vary meaningfully by neighborhood. Davie isn't too tall north to south, but it is very wide. It could take you 20-25 minutes just to get from east to west. Know your answer before you choose your address, because the house will not compensate for a location that doesn't match the way you live. Question 4, are you buying the neighborhood name or are you buying the lifestyle? This is the most important question I can ask you. In Davie, the name of the community and the lifestyle it actually delivers are sometimes 2 different things. The buyers who are most satisfied, the ones who call me months after the closing to tell me that they made the right decision, answer these 4 questions first, and then found the neighborhood that fit them best, not the other way around. In Davie, you're not just buying a house, you're buying a daily routine. What you hear in the morning, where you drive, what your kids' experience looks like, who your neighbors are. Get the neighborhood right, and the house almost doesn't matter. Get the neighborhood wrong, and no house will fix it. Let me quickly recap what you now know that most Davie buyers don't. 1, school zone boundaries in Broward County do not follow neighborhood borders. 2 streets apart can mean 2 completely different school zones. Verify every specific address, not the name of the community, but the address itself. And you can do this in the Broward County School Zone Finder. 2, the MLS data tells a specific and verifiable story in Davie's real estate market. Every neighborhood in this segment has a real price ceiling. Shenandoah at around $700,000, Forest Ridge around $715,000 to $720,000, Hawks Bluff at $775,000. Buyers who understand those numbers make stronger offers and then negotiate from a position of actual knowledge. 3, the 4-question filter. Commute, schools, 10-minute needs, lifestyle over name. This is the framework that's going to help protect your decision better than any ranked neighborhood list you could find online. If you want to go deeper in Davie before you do anything else, the cost of living overview, the market, the pros and cons of living in Davie, my complete Davie guide is linked right here. You now have the framework. The next step is making it specific to you, your commute, your schools, your price point. That's what the call is for. 15 to 20 minutes, no obligation. Book with the link in the description. I'm Anthony Spitaleri. Davie is my market, and this channel is where I break it all down. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I appreciate you watching. And with that said, I'll see you on the next one.